feel like everybody was dyeing their hair.
Everyone was, yeah.
Well, now I'm here, and I look like a teacher.
Well, yeah.
Maybe I wanted to be a teacher in my past life.
104.3
Myfm.
You look incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
This is giving Professor Puth, man. This is
It's giving the just walking into the classroom.
Yeah. It's like if my professor said that like you have 15 minutes and then you can leave if the professor's not there, and like you just walk in right on time with this.
This is me getting my desk set up, and I'm starting the Dell laptop.
Like
up.
that's one of the things I remember about you, because you've been in this building, like you were saying, a couple of times, and I feel like you were always dressed so well, man. Like,
but that is such a lie, but I appreciate.
No, I mean it, dude, because I try and like care what I wear and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like I notice guys' styles a lot,
right?
And I feel like you're always rocking something nice.
There was some questionable.
You have to take risks, though. You know what I mean? They can't all be winners.
Yes. There was a okay, so that makes me feel better. Yeah,
no, you're killing it, man.
I think I probably could have spared the dyeing of the hair back in 2018 or whatever.
Oh,
year
the blonde one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was not good.
I tried that once too, and I don't know what the mistake is, but like if you go too much, it turns out copper.
Mm-hmm.
And I like tried to bleach my tips, and it came out just like a penny. Like it was awful.
Oh, like a LFO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Frosted tips.
I think it was like Meghan Trainor's brother that was doing it during COVID, and so I thought it'd be a good idea. But like when you have really dark hair, like you have to go through so many iterations of like trying to lighten it.
I feel like everybody was dyeing their hair.
Everyone was, yeah.
Well, now I'm here, and I look like a teacher.
Well, yeah.
Maybe I wanted to be a teacher in my past life.
Well, I appreciate you coming here. I feel like this entire month, that my entire TikTok feed has just been these jazz shows that you've been doing.
Oh, they're so fun.
Dude, they seem like a blast.
It's been a dream of mine to do this for a while. I started out like this. I started out playing shows like this, and then I kind of did the pop thing. I'm still doing the pop thing, obviously, but now it's now I have the luxury of taking a second and rearranging these songs in different tempos and different keys, and we got great background singers and great band that I've been with for almost 10 years now. So
when we hear some of these songs, are these the way that maybe they were intended to be the whole time, or are you just kind of having fun because it's a smaller, intimate venue? You can kind of switch it up and have fun with it.
Some of them were really exaggerating because you get bored playing Attention. Yeah. So for the
Attention,
same
that
way.
was my favorite one, man. Like that clip of Attention is my favorite track that I've seen just from TikTok.
It's like how much can you swing the beat a little on Attention? And actually Attention was meant to be played like that.
Really?
And kind of has an essence of that on the master record. Now, when you hear it, there's a little bit of jazzy element.
You hear it a different way when you go back and listen to it now.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's just it's in my DNA, jazz. So it's great to start off. Not to sound like a album, the album campaign. It's a great way to start it off.
Yeah, I grew up in jazz band, so like to me, like I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What instrument did you?
I played trumpet in jazz bands, some French horn and marching band and stuff like that. So like I've grown up in the band days, and I think that's why I enjoy these segments on your social so much, because it's far beyond my music theory knowledge, but it's so cool to learn that kind of stuff. And people seem to be just as interested, even if you don't have a music background. I think
people are just interested in sound because it's something everybody experiences. Even if you're not particularly musical, I think you'd be interested to know where your favorite song comes from, what the artist was thinking when they wrote it, why certain sounds sound the way they sound, why that cough that I just heard sounds the way it sounds. It's okay, Bo, don't worry. Bo, you can cough, it's okay. They can.
What key was that?
I don't know anymore.
I know.
What's I feel like I for a while backed myself into a corner with the absolute pitch, everything being perfect, but I think these coming years are about embracing the imperfections, maybe, because that's kind of how I made this record. And not everything is so sonically lined up. It's just like there. And
that's the beauty of like human-made music, isn't it? Right? Like you can have some of those imperfections.
Yeah, and I just actually made a video about this the other day. There's nothing wrong with AI music. It's just I think it's still not being used correctly. Right. I believe it's a tool that can be used with humans. It's like another human giving a human an idea.
Yeah.
You listen to what the algorithm or whatever the word is producing, and then it's the human's job to make it better.
And isn't that part of the experience that we're looking for anyway? Is like we want to connect, especially with music. And so I feel like that human element, that imperfect element, like I want someone to feel what I've felt. I want to know that I'm not alone in that. And I feel like it's hard to do that when you have a perfect AI system creating music. Like it takes the soul out of it.
It's just not going to be very interesting. It's our job to make it interesting. And it might get more advanced and try, but in my opinion, it's just about the heart. And it doesn't have a heart yet, but we're to add the heart to it.
And I think that's maybe the beauty too with these jazz shows that we were talking about too, because is it just the entire band there and that's what all the music you're hearing comes from? It's like as live and as raw as it gets.
Absolutely.
Are you getting as much joy out of that as like the fans seem to be?
Yeah, it's actually a little overwhelming sometimes because I turn and I see 200 of them just like looking at the band, looking at all of us, and I'm thinking to myself, we better do a good job. There's not a lot of echo in here. There's not a lot of haze and they're not in a big arena. You're in a small club, right. So everyone feels what you're doing.
It's kind of interesting, like as an artist, you said you started at some of those small stages and then eventually you end up doing the big arenas. Mm-hmm. And then it like kind of goes full circle and you kind of like doing the small venues again. You know what I mean? You have that
Absolutely.
Intimate feeling.
I started out almost decade, almost 15 years ago doing these size venues.
Wow.
So it's a trip being back, but with obviously a much bigger band, it's like we barely fit on the stage.
Yeah, I noticed that with all the vocalists and stuff. The background singers.
One of the vocalists almost fell off the stage because we're right on the edge.
Yeah,
I think the Blue Note in Los Angeles is a bit bigger. But
is it really?
Yeah,
I don't think I've been to it, but I've heard so many things about it.
It'll be my first time.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm excited to see that show.
Yeah,
man.
you'll like it, especially if you have the jazz background.
Oh, definitely, man. And I feel like there's been so many changes. I mean, pun intended there.
In our lives.
But in our lives, right? And hopefully in this album for you as well. Like, what is the biggest change between Charlie Puth and like this new era of music? Like, why call it changes?
I think the biggest change is how I approach music. The album is called... Are we allowed to say the name of the album? The album's called Whatever's Clever, but none of the songs are clever. They're real. Mm. And I guess by me naming the album, I guess by me naming the album Whatever's Clever, it's kind of me signaling goodbye to a former way of thinking about how music should sound. I was always so obsessed with like, it better. I hope people like this. Now I love it.
Really?
And people seem to love it the most.
But how do you get there? Like, how do you turn that off to then only care about what you think about your music?
You have to have somebody push you. And the person who helped me make the record Blood Pop really pushed me in this direction. And I resisted for a while. Because, I mean, you'll hear the album too. It's not like things I've never sung about before.
Really?
But it was good for me. And it was all done so quickly too. 1 month.
Some people say that's, do you find that that's true? That some people say like the right music will just almost fall into place. Like it's falling out of you and you don't have to think too hard about it.
Yeah. That's the reason why this album came together, was not writing music. I had to, if I sat at my desk and said, today's the day I'm going to write a song, nothing would happen. I had to put life first and then the melody followed.
So do you think it's important to take time between albums then so you can kind of figure out what it is that you want to say and that kind of thing?
I don't know if there's any I don't know if one size fits all. I personally don't want to wait another 3 years to put out another album because I'm so inspired right now. And there's so many exciting things happening in my life that I couldn't even fit on this album. But if it takes 3 years for somebody, if it takes 5 years, just whenever you're ready.
So is that why Changes is first, just to represent all the different changes for this coming section of music for you?
Yeah, that seems to be the overall theme of this album, where Changes originally started out the idea of moving away from someone who we were close to and would spend so much time together, and they go their way, you go your way, and you don't know why it's happening. It sometimes is upsetting. Might be a good thing. You don't know why it's happening. It's just life it's just a wave. It's just taking where you need to go. That's what the song started out originally as. And then there's so many different layers to Changes.
Yeah.
And figured why not put why not sing about all the other changes that are happening?
Are you good with change?
No.
Really?
No. I'm a very regimented person. I eat the same thing every day. I drink the same cup of tea every day. But I'm not opposed to change.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of changes does this represent aside from music? Like what are some of those changes that you can talk about in your life lately?
Just getting married. My wife.
That's gotta be a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I hear that's a big one. Yeah.
Getting married. My wife making me, my wife, by the way, who I've known my entire life. My father-in-law will watch this and cry. He always watches these interviews and will write me that was so lovely. But I really mean it. She's made me such a better person, such a calmer person. I feel like I've been like, I have like a lot of ideas at once, and in the past I've been very chaotic, and I've just I can compartmentalize them now and still achieve my goals and dreams, but with a wonderful partner by my side. I've never experienced anything like that before. And thinking about the future and what that holds, and singing about that too, because I'm not the only person who goes through those changes.
Right. Man, that's so cool to hear, especially because I think these days, like, it almost feels harder than ever to find that person. You know what I mean? Just with the amount of options out there, and I feel like to hear people talk about a relationship that can really complete you in that way, like.
Right. Well, for me, she was always there.
Yeah, and that's so interesting to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like sometimes it was the one that's there the whole time too. You know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, she was literally always there for me, and I commend her, because I'm pretty difficult at times.
Yeah, we can all be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Finding the person that can stick with you through that is the difficult part.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's songs written about that too. Yeah.
What are some of the other? Can you talk about any of the other songs? Can you talk about some of the subjects maybe that we're going to tap into?
Well, sonically, everything is the most. I realize that I am in record label terms an international act. So I feel like sonically this music is the most international.
I love to hear that. When you say that the sound is kind of international, is that intentional, or is that just kind of a product of what you've been listening to and what you've been living for the past few years?
This is the first time. I'm usually the guy on the internet making sounds out of, I backed myself into that corner and like, oh, the air conditioner is making a G sharp chord, whatever I say. Okay. But this is the first time where, again, I put the life first, whatever happens in my life, and not really thinking about sound, just letting it unfold naturally. And Blood Pop really pushed me into that.
So are the voice notes still popping with different ideas the whole time too? Is that still the method?
That was the method for the second album. This time around, it was very like we would write the song in 20 minutes, and it was sometimes record the vocals too, and you just have to work very quickly, and whatever you're going through at that time, you have to just spill it out into the microphone.
And so I'm so curious too, like when you have this entire like separate social media element to your career too, right? That creativity is a different thing. Does that unlock a different side of, I guess, your creativity? Like, is there something different you get from the social media aspect and then the music aspect? Like, these videos are so clever as well, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like, do you get a different release from that than maybe you do from music?
The release I get is knowing that someone learned something. I want, like, you're a musician, I'm a musician, but there might be somebody doom scrolling on their phone, all the crazy things happening in the world. They might see a teaching video from me, and they might not be musical, but they have aspirations to be musical, and maybe that video is what took them over the edge to pursue playing an instrument. That I've had people come up to me saying that they started taking piano lessons because of these videos. Wow. So that means more than a successful song to me. That I always appreciated teachers that took the time to make their lessons exciting when I was in school. And my mom was a teacher too, so maybe that's where I get it from.
Why is that so important to you? Like, do you think it's important to kind of, I guess, spread the word about music? I guess that's the wrong term, but to kind of get more people interested in music.
I just think people love learning. I don't think it's talked about a lot. We have so much access to so much information nowadays. Why not learn a language? Why not learn a hobby? Why not learn something that you never thought you would be good at? Because we're capable of a lot. We tend to put ourselves in these boxes. But again, if I had a phone here, this is my 90s like phone.
We make a phone like this, and I hear like
now the
younger people
do this. This is my phone, and it has access to everything. I want to learn everything, and maybe people want to learn more about music and let me be the vessel for that.
So when the album's out and everyone has heard it, what determines whether or not that was a success in your eyes? Like, what do you want people to get from this album?
Just, I want people to take a closer look at themselves. If you look at the album cover, it's a small figurine of me. I had to, and the reason why that is I had to you have to like zoom in 10 times. I had to take literally a closer look at myself to make these 12 songs.
Yeah.
And I want people to know more about themselves listening to this album.
Wow. I love that, man. Before we get out of here, we do this segment called Pass the Aux. And I kind of I'm so excited to do this with you in particular because you are such a music guy. I just kind of want a glimpse into your playlist, like a song that you're into right now, something that maybe you've played a lot lately. There's no rules. It could be something you just have had on repeat, something you just discovered.
You know what you might like because you're very musical. Yeah. So I can tell there's a song by I can type
it in there. Yeah.
This is a song called Englishman in New York, and there was this synthesizer in the late 80s, early 90s made by New England Digital called the Synth Clavier, and it was $500,000. Nobody could afford it.
$500,000
in the 90s.
Wow.
Which is,
that's a million. It's a trillion.
It's like a trillion, billion, fulfillion dollars today. So I think Michael Jackson had it. It was the only artist that had it. I could be wrong, but Sting rented this monstrosity of a synthesizer and put it in his song called Englishman in New York. A famous example would be the beginning of Beat It, that dom, dom, dom. That's the Synth Clavier, New England Digital. And
so this uses that.
I'll go to the section.
So does that mean whoever made this is rich?
No, it means they had a studio that had a good rental agreement. And they rented this, and Sting's going to come on your station and be like, that's not what happened, actually. But
like, there are no rules.
There's no rules.
There are no rules.
Music was it was so freeing. You want me to play more of it? You can listen to it.
I'll listen to it.
Englishman in New York. It was everything was so freeing. He didn't care. Sting is always someone I've admired because they take so many risks and sonic risks. You hear Desert Rose, it sounds nothing like Englishman in New York, and he came from the Police and accidentally sat on the piano at the beginning of a song once. It's just
and kept it in there,
and kept it in there. It's just free flowing. Lenny Kravitz is a lot like that too.
Yeah,
I admire musicians like that.
I imagine that you're pretty plugged into that as well. Like, is there someone that you believe should be a big artist right now?
Ooh, me kidding. No, my wife really loves Olivia Dean.
Oh man,
Olivia Dean, but she's already
such a good answer though.
But like, things move so fast now. She's already like had a sold out arena tour. Yeah. She's so talented.
Yeah, the song's Man I Need is everywhere, but the entire album it's
fantastic.
Timeless.
I love Benson Boone. I love the fact that just there's so much musicianship everywhere. So I'm inspired constantly by the new artists.
Man, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for making the time to come in here.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to see the album and to see you at the Blue Note, man. Thank you so much for coming in.
We're gonna do a good job for you.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
Professor Puth.